Okay, what's going on? I don't know how long it's been since I've made an actual like talking YouTube. The main purpose of this again is to really just try and document what I'm about to go through and the process that I'm about to go through. Last year I went through a similar bulk and I gained a lot of weight. Stop saying I gained a lot of weight. I put on pretty much 20-ish pounds in the fall of last year. The most I ever saw a scale at was 212 pounds. I could have been like 215 on one given day at a certain time, but the most I ever saw when I weighed myself was 212 pounds. That is not the goal this time. I just want to show y'all that it's possible. I've been tracking a lot of my progress since I've started. This is week 3. I'm still on my full body training. This is the last workout of week 3, and I believe I'm going to talk to Ray about it more in depth, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to move into my old split of training, which if you don't know, my old split of training was chest and back, legs, shoulders and arms, chest and back, legs, shoulders and arms, a rest day. But I've also enjoyed this full body process. I've enjoyed a lot training, 3 days a week, having 4 total rest days, but not really rest days on the days that I'm usually considered a rest in between training. I'm more just coming and doing cardio. I'm going to run. I'm doing whatever to keep my cardiovascular high and also to get my metabolism going, which has worked very well. I've noticed an increase in appetite. I've noticed an increase in energy and all that stuff. So cardio is a great thing for pushing yourself to get more food in, to ramp up that metabolism and things like that. So don't always look at cardio as something that's so negative. Like, it's really just a tool that you can use to make things easier for you. So I always get asked questions, especially from you hard gainer guys, the guys that are struggling to gain weight, like, how can I eat more food? Yes, there's gonna be a little bit of force eating in there. There's gonna be eating when you're not necessarily hungry, but it's been 2, 3, 4 hours since you've had your last meal. So this is the time when you should start eating, and you've got to train your body to be ready for that. So you've got to get ready to eat. You've got to go eat. And that's how I have been today's Friday. That's how I was like Monday and Tuesday when I started implementing this fourth meal. Was I knew that I needed to be hungry at this time. I wasn't necessarily hungry, but I knew I needed to be hungry at this time, so I ate the meal. I did feel a little full, did feel a little bloated. What did I do? I went and walked around the block, went and walked up the driveway, walked around the house, something for about 10-15 minutes to just start moving that food through my body so that it's not just sitting there. I'm not feeling bloated, I'm not feeling sluggish, and I'm getting that process going on my own instead of waiting for that process to happen. So just a tip from me to you. I've been talking now for I think like 6 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and get inside. I'm here at the Crunch Fitness. Sorry, the crack in my window, but I'm here at the Crunch Fitness in Waco, Texas. I actually, if you don't know, I just moved back to Waco, Texas to be kind of closer to my family and things like that. Yes, I'm gonna be back in Dallas and visit all the time, but it's more important for me to do what I think is right, and that's what I'm doing right now. And it's been great. It's been very difficult, but I knew that it was gonna be a difficulty to this that I was gonna enjoy. So enough talking. I'll meet you inside. I'm gonna show you kind of what I do for a warm up, and then we're just gonna get straight into the workout. All right, so there's a very big Zumba, I guess, class going on right now. So I don't know how well you'll be able to hear me, things like that, but I'm not gonna really talk too much. Main things that I do when I first get into the gym is I grab the foam roller, and a lot of us have like these mid-scapula, which just basically center your back, this area right here, and we hunch over a lot, in our daily lives, on our phones, things like that. So I always come in and just kind of foam roll the center of my back a lot. I think it's really helpful to get your workout started, and just warming up that area of the back is really helpful. We're gonna do some exercises as well to do that, but first things first, I just want to start sending some blood to that area. So sorry again for how loud it is, but I didn't expect for there to be a Zumba class. Another thing that I really love to do, especially when I'm going to be doing any exercises that involve pushing, whether that be like presses or anything like that, I grab the foam roller, put it about mid in front of me, And on my knees, I grab about shoulder width apart, not too far outside. And I allow my shoulders to fall down and push through. And one of the keys that I think about is it's like I'm trying to bend this foam roller, like bend it, like I'm trying to, as I'm pushing into it. What this is gonna do is gonna start to activate your serratus, which for me, in my left side especially, I'm very weak in my serratus, and it has a lot to do with the way my scapula plays into presses. And this is very beginner. Like the advanced would be like here, but this is very beginner. Well, that'll be good for today. All right, one of the other big things that I like to do now is I like to track every single one of my workouts. I think it's really cool to be able to see kind of how I'm progressing. And so I put them all in my notes, you can kind of see, and I write them all down. I track my maxes. I don't track like every single set, but I track the last set, what I use the heaviest weight of. I usually do like 4 to 5 sets of an exercise, but the first 1 or 2 exercises really isn't about going super heavy for me. Just about getting comfortable with the movement and understanding what I'm trying to accomplish. The most important sets to me are the second and the second to last and the last set. I just wanted to show you that I do track all of my workouts, and I advise you to do the same. So I actually don't like this very high. I like it about shoulder height, and sometimes even a little bit lower. Because the ideal isn't to be pulling down, it's actually to be pulling kind of up and back. And again, the goal isn't until you like going like super heavy right here. The goal is mainly just to be kind of putting blood in that mid scapula. Like I said, like we don't usually have a lot going on here. And I think it's super important to start a workout bringing a lot of blood to that area. So the last set of these, I actually did raise it up to 49 pounds, but yeah. And again, you're like allowing it to go here, bringing it here, allowing it to go here, bringing it here. And again, it's just, I'm taking it there, I'm taking it here, I'm taking it there, I'm taking it here, taking it there, I'm taking it here, there, taking it here. It's not. A lot of times between sets, the main focus is just kind of bringing my heart rate down. So if you notice like your heart's beating fast, a lot of you take pre-workouts, that pre-workout's gonna make your heart rate skyrocket. So when you're in between sets, just, I'd take deep breaths through my nose, take deep breaths out through my mouth, or out through my nose as well. I'm not really trying to be a mouth breather as much anymore. There's a lot of science that shows that breathing through the nasal passage is a lot better for you and a lot better for performance. I'm gonna be talking today, so I'm kind of, not really doing that today, but I'm gonna try my best in between my sets to focus on breathing. And it's the same thing we did with the rear delts. I'm not pressing, I'm taking something here. That's why my body goes here. And when I'm bringing it back, I'm allowing it in. Taking it here, allowing it in. Taking it here, allowing it in. Also, another big tip that I would give is in between sets, do not sit like this. like if everything that we've talked about and just in general on my page, it's posture and things like that, posture influences the way you perform. If I'm pressing in a position like this, why in between sets am I gonna be like this? It's counterproductive to everything I'm trying to train my body to do. So in between sets, sit with that scapula open, sit up. We're going on our third set, so this one's gonna be a little bit harder. Again, my strength isn't 100% back yet, so I'm just gonna do probably, last week I did 60s, I think it's my max. So I'm gonna try and do 60s as my third set. Not super proud of those like last 3-4 reps, but my left side is my weakest side. So that has a tendency to lose that serratus engagement. And I could feel it on those last 3. I was really struggling to keep that serratus involved. But again, that's why we do the warm-ups, trying to train that body part, trying to get it stronger. And those are pretty hard for me. Last like 3 set reps are a little difficult. I usually don't train at this time. This is earlier morning. It's about 11 o'clock. I usually train at about like 3 in the afternoon. When I've had about 2 meals in my system, that's when I prefer to train. But this gym gets crazy busy around that time. So I wanted to try and beat the rush just a little bit so I could record this for y'all. So strength's gonna be down just a little bit. Is what it is. We're still gonna do the 70s for the last set. I know I can get 10. I know I can. We'll make it happen. Yeah, that was a lot harder. That was hard, like at like 5. So the next exercise is gonna be this hoist shoulder press machine right here. My shoulders are super weak, especially in the interior position. This specific machine targets those interior delts really well. So I wanna focus on this. I used max weight last time of 158. I'm probably not gonna go past that just because I know how much that made me struggle last time. If I can, I feel great, I will. But it's not always about progressing the number, your max number every single workout. It's just about understanding where you are at. And then when you're able to pass that, it's obviously a great feeling. It's a new quote unquote PR, and you feel better about it. But at the same time, don't feel defeated because you're doing the same weight you were doing last week. As long as you're doing the same weight you were doing last week and still getting the same intensity out of it, it's a great exercise. So if you noticed on that, I'm not really trying to go all the way down to the bottom. I noticed the first couple of reps I was. So I just want to get to about like a point like right here. Once I'm about right here, I want to go up. It's not a full extension because then I'm losing my serratus. I'm not using my interior delt as much anymore. So it's just to that point where I feel that maximizing my interior delt. So from here to here, here, to here, here, to here. That way I'm getting the most out of my interior delt and nothing else is really taking over. Yes, there's obviously gonna be other muscles that are incorporated in this lift. Again, first set was just 58 pounds. Second set is gonna be 98 pounds. And yeah. A lot of times after my sets, I just zone off and just, huh? Say where? Yeah.
What's your channel?
Oh, it's Cameron Souter. So that was really cool. She just came up to me and asked me if I had a YouTube channel, and she was like, let me subscribe to you. So that was really cool. Again, you never know who's watching, you never who's paying attention. A lot of this stuff is very helpful to a lot of people, and I know it's helpful to a lot of you, so don't ever feel discouraged by anything. Just do what you feel is best. People who enjoy it are going to enjoy it too. People are gonna hate, that's part of it. Most of the time it's just the hate comes from a place of they're not doing something that they wish they were doing, and they see you doing what you wanna do, and it just upsets them. But yeah, in between sets though, I usually just zone out into space, and that's actually what just happened. I zoned out and then she like caught my attention. But I zone out in space and I just focus on my breathing. Keeping my mouth closed, breathing through my nose. Usually about 3 counts to 4 counts in, 3 to 4 counts out. All right, last set, 158. We're gonna try and get about 10 reps. Usually I'm not able to get it, I hit about 8. If I get 9, that's cool, I don't care. But again, I'm not so focused on the reps as long as I'm giving the right amount of intensity that I can to this exercise. Yeah, I don't even know how many that was. But that's good. You know, if I get to a point where I can't press through, but I'm in a good place, I'm able to kind of hold it there for a minute, keep driving into it. That's exactly the intensity I want. You notice I'm not like throwing my body out of that posture that I had. I'm keeping that posture no matter what, pushing to that limit, and then I'm done. What do we have next? Okay, we have overhead lateral raises with plates. I'll show you these are pretty particular, but I've been doing these more recently just to try and help with my shoulder health, because I have bad shoulders, especially like I said, on this left side. It's really just this left shoulder blade, not one to stay in that socket because I have a weak serratus. So if you notice like you're real pigeoned, basically where your shoulder blades stick out your back really hard on one side or the other, that's usually from the lack of engagement from your serratus, these little wing looking things on the side, and those can be helped with that foam rolling exercise that I showed you earlier. All right, so I prefer this little corner right here, and I usually face the wall just so that I don't have to notice anybody if they're staring at me, but for this, I'm gonna face this way. But basically all we're doing is we wanna take the plates, we don't wanna have them in front of us, we wanna have them just slightly behind us, not like here, but just slightly behind. Like if you know where your pockets are, just right behind you a little bit, and you just want to kind of keep your head and chest up. Again, we're not trying to go so high that we get out here. We're trying to keep it all under control, keep our serratus engaged the whole time. If you have really good shoulder health, you're able to go all the way up and touch at the highest point. I don't have good shoulder health, so I can't make it that high, but I've gotten better as the weeks have gone by that I've done this. And one of the things that you'll notice when you're doing this, the main thing that you'll feel is you'll feel your scapula staying engaged and getting a stretch. If you're doing it right, it should be stretching every single rep. You notice I'm not coming down and popping back up, coming down, popping back up. I'm coming down almost like one Mississippiing it and then going up. Down, one Mississippi. Down, one Mississippi. That way I'm not using the momentum every single time to get it, and what's supposed to be working is what's primarily working. All right, for the next exercise, we're gonna do lat pull downs. If you have a thicker bar, like they have the skinny bar here, You have a skinny bar here, and you have a thicker bar. Use the thicker bar. Skinny bars suck. The saying that the more grip that's involved, the more muscle that's involved is very true. Eye down the bar, watch your hand touch, bring into your body, take away. Bring into your body, take away. Bring into your body. Don't be worried about your posture so much. You don't need to be straight up and like that shit. Like again, you're turning off so many muscles by trying to keep this strict body positioning. And you want muscles to be involved. We're an entire being, we're not just one part, you know. Everything works together to create strength in an exercise. So last time I did 209 as a max. This time I'm probably gonna do 187 as a max. This set though is 143. So again, we're looking into it, bringing it in. Okay, that felt decent. Fuck it, we're gonna do 209. All right, let's do this. Solid 9. I'll take it. Put that shit in the bank. Now we're gonna move over to some bicep curls. Just doing one exercise for each body part on the arms. Doing one exercise for the biceps, one for the triceps. Usually I've been going heavier in the weight, but particularly this time, I'm gonna go a lot lighter for more reps. Usually I was doing about, I think it was like 10 to 12 reps per arm. Today I'm gonna try and do about 15 to 20 per arm. The reason being is because when I've been doing my pull exercises, I've noticed that my biceps are getting fatigued and I want to start building some more endurance in my biceps. One of the best ways to do that is to actually train for endurance in the biceps. So taking reps further instead of worrying about heavy weight. So today, that is exactly what I'm gonna do. Focus on heavy weight on the triceps, but today for the biceps, we'll be focusing more on endurance. All right, and now we reach that place where we have that dilemma, right? So I go over to get 25-pound dumbbells. Guess what's not on the rack? 25-pound dumbbells. What are we gonna do? We're gonna use the 20s again? No. Are we gonna use the 22.5s? No. We're gonna use the 27.5s though. And again, this last set, we're taking it as far as we can. Them puppies are on fire. So you finished up the curls. We're done with those. Arms feel good. Arms feel nice. They don't feel like crazy pumped. Again, I feel kind of like weaker today because I don't have that second meal in my system. But we're gonna do single arm tricep extensions next. The main thing that I like when I'm doing arm exercises is I don't always prefer to do exercises where I'm using both hands at the same time. So whether that's curls, you saw I'm alternating each curl. I'm not even doing them dumbbells at the same time. Like I'm alternating each time and engaging. Same thing here. Like I can do triceps, overhead presses, and press downs with a single grip. But for the most part, I really do enjoy doing a lot of tricep exercises, single arm. I feel like I get more out of it. I feel like I can focus more into it. And it's just my preference. And that's what I like. And again, I'm not stiff as a fucking board. I'm going to get myself into it. Remember, and this is a really big tip for all of you out there, all the tricep does, the only way that you can contract your tricep is by extending your elbow. It does not matter what direction you extend your elbow in. If your elbow is involved in extension, you are working the tricep. We went from 27 to 38 pounds. Okay. You notice too, I'm not in this like stiff body stance. I'm almost in like a sprinter stance. I'm not trying to be so stiff. I don't understand that. I want my entire body to help me in this exercise. I want my body to be one body, not parts. You saw I kind of held it there on that last rep, held it there. I'm in a good place, I feel strong. I know I can't push harder than this without losing everything, without doing some dumb shit. So I'm just gonna hold it there, keep it engaged. And I can even like hold this right now and feel my whole tricep just, bitch feels pumped. Woo! I always come in here, and this isn't even post-workout, this is right before the legs. I get done with my upper body portion and I come in here and get the progress videos, because if I do it after I have legs, I'm gonna lose the pump. And that's kind of the point of doing it right after the pump portion, is because you wanna see what you look like with a little decent pump and things like that. Of course, I'm still a little flat, I can feel it, but it's not a big deal, I'm not tripping. I'm mainly doing this for my camera phone, for the progress reports for Ray, and then y'all are just gonna kind of experience that with me. All right, so we get about good under the light, and then we, first things first, we come to the front double. Then we go into the side chest. Side tricep. Open side tricep. Ab thigh. Other side. Front lat spread. Rear lat spread. Rear double. That's it. And that's the progress report I usually send in for Ray. That way he can get, look at it. He can see things the way he needs to, kind of see what I'm looking like. But yeah, now I'll turn off this light. It really does make such a big difference in the way that you can look, kind of the way the physique will look. Like, I don't think I look like this, but this is good lighting. So yeah, I mean, obviously, as you can see, makes quite a big difference in the way things look and appear. I feel like I'm making consistent strides, and I think that's always what's most important. So I'm still not done with the workout. I have the leg portion left to do. I have leg press, leg extensions, and then lunges, and then I'm done. Freezing in there, it's like Antarctica. But yeah, I feel good. I'm rested now, my heart rate's perfectly normal, so I can hop into these leg presses. I like the hoist leg press here. You should really start to understand that all leg presses are not the same. So if you don't feel comfortable on a leg press, it's completely okay to not use that leg press. And yes, do I wanna frickin' load it up, stack it up? For sure, but I can get the same amount of intensity out of any exercise as long as I take myself to that point. So I'm gonna use the hoist leg press for today. There's two little like bolts right here, and I usually put my feet right on top of those bolts. I keep them higher, not lower, as I'm working more of like the entire leg and not so much on the quads, but the quads are gonna get worked regardless. Again, all these muscles are gonna get worked regardless whether you try and isolate them or not. So pull myself down to a good point. It's usually about 6. Okay, 5, forget it. And then I'm doing 100 pounds first set, just getting comfortable with the movement. Super easy though. And I usually do this for like 20 reps. Usually when I don't want to like crunch myself in this machine, I sit myself up way high. Kind of push my feet out already and then just squat myself into it. And yes, I'm keeping my butt a little bit off this bottom pad because when it's down there, I feel like my butt is not as active. And I want to keep my butt engaged on every single rep as much as possible. So, trying to move through this a little bit. It's already getting past, I've been past almost an hour and a half now. And it's almost going on 2 hours. And I'm usually done by like an hour and a half. So, taking more time today to, do this, but I want to get done. I'm ready to go eat. When I do leg extensions, I like to sit further up. I don't like to sit so far back, so I put the seat a little up. I like a good little gap. I like it all the way, as much stretch as I can get it, even though I don't use it. We're gonna start out here at 100 pounds. I can usually max this one out too. The way that I start this out is just like this. I stand up, I put my legs back against the pad, get in a good place, and I fall backwards. And there it goes, that's it, right there, boom, 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 boom. All right, next set, 180. Here we go again, same setup. In here, legs again, so I'm kind of falling forward. You see me, I look weird, I don't give a fuck. And I just, a fair question would be why? Why are we doing this, Cameron? Why are you in that position? Why are you in that range? Because when I see y'all motherfuckers do leg extensions, you look like this. This is your body position. What have we talked about this whole time? I'm not trying to live here, bro. I'm trying to live here. And if I can fall into this, my natural body position when I fall into this is here. And that whole body aligns with that natural body position. And I'm just extending my entire body. I'm not just extending my legs, keeping all this passive and laxed. I'm engaging all of this. This energy's flowing through me, flowing through me. $260 pounds, leg extensions. I don't have a number in mind, so on this one, I'm just taking it as far as I can take it. Oh yeah, these bitches are pumped, boy. Last thing is just gonna be the body weight lunges all the way down and back. I haven't implemented weights yet, just because again, I'm trying to build muscular endurance, trying to limit fatigue. All of that will come. Like I will be falling down when I get up from leg presses eventually. I will be crippled, but this right here, I'm telling you, when you do those leg extensions, and you come do body weight lunges, if you're doing them right, and for this distance, look how far this is. You see that all the way down there? Like, bro, this is like almost 40, 50 yards. And I'm about to go down and back in one set. Now, the biggest thing to pay attention to when I'm doing these lunges is the height. When I'm going into that lunge, I am here into the next one. You know what I'm saying? It's not, like, fuck all that shit. That's wasted effort. There's things not being engaged if I'm doing it that way. Here, into this one, into this one. That whole body is staying engaged. Those quads are stretching. That's like jujitsu almost. But again, the pump you get, the contractions you get, I'm done. That's the end of the workout. But to create more of an appetite, to get that metabolism going even more, I'm gonna do about 10 minutes on a high incline on the treadmill. I'm gonna do it at a 12 incline at a 3 speed pace, 3.0 pace. I'm gonna do that for 10 minutes, get that appetite going. I'm already hungry. I'm gonna get it more. That way, as soon as I get home, the only thing that's on my mind is eating that meal. Mission complete, elapsed 10 minutes and 1 second. 80 calories burned, walked, incline, speed, sweat. Mission complete. All right, that is literally it. I'm done, finished, peace out. Took longer than I wanted to. It took about 2 and an hour and a half hours almost. But usually it only lasts about an hour and a half, maybe hour 45 max. But obviously I wanted to get all that in for y'all, show y'all everything. I don't know how much is gonna be in the YouTube or whatever, but I appreciate you if you watched it. It's gonna be the end of the video here. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Peace out.